be a little bit of prep for forearm stand. And I won't walk us through a forearm stand in this video. However, I'll have one that you can visit after you take this practice and feel kind of ready to rock and roll in the shoulders and core and all that strength. If you have some sensitivity in the shoulders, be kind to yourself in this practice. It will be a lot of shoulders. A lot may be an understatement. And since I am not there with you, and I am also not in your body, listen to your shoulders. Any kind of twinging or intensity, know that you can take a child's pose instead, or a down dog, or just skip it, right? Okay, we will get started. If it feels okay, knees together. Now, if you have a block, sit up on a block. That gives you a little more room. Otherwise, grab a blanket, fold it up, and just place that right underneath your booty. And once you grab your blanket and find a comfortable seat, close your eyes to allow yourself to move fully into your body and into your breath. Use your breath to begin melting away anything from earlier today or anything you might have going on later today or this week. Your breath as a vehicle to bring you back into the present moment. Bring you back to awareness of yourself and how you're feeling. And for today's practice, we're exploring the idea of a box. And what I mean by a box is these walls or these limitations that might surround us. It could be in a belief system, expectation from others or ourselves. It's where we live in our comfort zone. And we'll be exploring the edges of this comfort zone, the edges of our box. Because who shows up on the mat is who shows up off of the mat. We're not looking to poke holes in the box through this practice, but just begin to observe and become aware who shows up at the edges of our comfort zone, the edges of where we begin exploring discomfort. Then one more deep inhale, fill all the way up. And on your exhale, release anything from the day that doesn't serve or support you, just let it go. On your next inhale, arms overhead, reaching high. And as you exhale, bring your elbows by your side, palms facing up, so fingers out to the right and left. Shoulder blades squeeze. Then gently draw your lower ribs in, start to feel your core engaging. Breathe here, keep squeezing shoulder blades together. And again, inhale, arms high. And exhale, elbows by your side, palms facing up, shoulder blades squeeze, ribs draw in. You might even imagine that your shoulder blades are pinching your spine. One last time, breathe in, reach high. Then exhale, elbows by your side, palms face up, broad chest, belly draws in. And exhale back to the sky. And as you exhale, bring your palms down to your mat. You can pop off of your block, pop off of your blanket, and move into tabletop. On your inhale, lower your belly, lift your chest, lift your tailbone. Exhale, push into your mat, round through your spine, release your head and neck. Inhale, belly lowers, chest lifts. Then exhale, pushing into your mat, rounding through the spine. Continue to take a few more cat-cows, adding any variations that feel good to you. This could mean bringing your head and tailbone to one side in your cat or cow. It could mean big circles, exploring your spine, the space between your ribs and waistline. Use these cat-cows to notice how your body feels through movement. And maybe notice where you might need to send in an extra breath or two. And next few breaths, round out anything asymmetrical, take the other direction, the other side. And we'll meet back in a neutral spine and tabletop. On your next inhale, right leg extends long behind you. Now after you take this lift, lower your right hip to meet your left hip. Belly lifts up. Now heel towards the sky. So you're gonna bend your knee. You might feel a little fire in your hamstring, the back of your upper leg. Now squeeze your right glute so your heel moves towards the ceiling. It might be just an inch, it might even not even be a noticeable movement. You're gonna continue to squeeze your right glute. So think heel pushing towards the ceiling, keeping the bend in your knee as close to 90 degrees as possible. Continue to lift the belly towards the spine. I'm gonna take 3 more of these. Just right glute squeezes so much that you might lift your heel slightly. And then after your third, release your right knee to the floor. Walk your hands towards your knees. You're gonna bring your right foot forward in front of you. From here, straighten your right leg. Keep a softness behind your right knee. And one more breath. Maybe you fold a little on this last exhale. Then bend into your right knee, hands to frame your front foot so you can support yourself back into a tabletop. When you're ready, on your next inhale, left leg will extend long behind you. First, find the evenness of your pelvis and your belly lifting to support you. Then from there, bending your left knee, so left heel towards the ceiling, or left sole of your foot towards the ceiling. Get as close to 90 degrees with your left foot, and then begin your small squeezes of your left glute. Right, we're focusing here on the teeny muscle engagement, not so much the movement of your leg. So lower belly towards your spine, squeeze your left glute. Sole of your foot will push towards the ceiling, maybe an inch, maybe less than an inch. Good softness in the elbows. And breathe. Good, one more of these teeny little squeezes through your left glute. And from there, releasing your left knee to the floor. Hands walk slightly towards your knees so you can lift your chest, find room for your left foot to step through. Now taking our half split, You're gonna straighten your left leg, making sure that we are protecting our knee by not hyperextending. So keep your quad engaged. Again, maybe a micro bend in your left knee. Always come to your fingertips to give yourself a little more space. And then exhales allow you to maybe fold a little deeper. And then next, exhale, allow yourself to fold just one last time, maybe releasing your head. And then as you inhale, bend into your front knee, plant the sole of your foot to the floor. Allow yourself to step back into your tabletop. Hips to your heels for child's pose, just as a transition, moving into down dog. So when you feel ready, inhale, toes tuck. And as you exhale, hips will lift towards the sky. For your first down dog, pedal out the feet. You can lift one heel as you straighten the opposite leg. Keep some awareness in the rotation of your shoulders. So triceps, your outer arms rotate down. Now spread wide where your neck meets your shoulders. Give your neck some space. And then coming back to center. Next inhale, shift forward to a high plank, shoulders over the wrists. Supported variation, knees to the floor. We're gonna move into a dolphin plank and then option to do step ups and downs. Starting with your right forearm lowers to the floor. You take palms down or fists, then left forearm. Now stay here. Again, knees to the floor for support, or take step ups and downs for an extra challenge. So right palm, right forearm, left forearm. Back up and down. One more full round, lowering and lifting, and then we'll all meet in a dolphin plank. Release your knees to the floor, untuck your toes. Lower your belly and first pull your chest through. Once you pull your chest through your shoulders in Sphinx, push into the tops of your feet so much that you might feel your kneecaps come off the floor. Now lift your belly, so you're gonna have a little less roundness or curve in your spine. Belly lifts, good. And next inhale, lift your hips, tuck your toes, dolphin plank. Right palm, left palm, high plank. Back to down dog. Same round starting with your left forearm. So inhale to high plank. And then lowering left forearm, right forearm, dolphin plank. Your choice to stay here. Again, knees to the floor for support. Extra challenge, step ups and downs. Left palm, right palm. Left forearm, right forearm. Continue to keep your legs engaged, your belly lifting. The more that you engage your whole body, the less pressure will be on your arms. And then meeting in a dolphin plank. Knees release to the floor, untuck your toes. As you lower your hips for Sphinx, pull your chest through, the belly lifts towards the ceiling. So even though we're taking this small little back bend, it's supported by lifting our belly towards the sky. Inhale, hips lift, toes tuck, back to dolphin plank, back to left palm up, right palm to our high plank, and then back to down dog. Take a deep inhale. Bottom of your exhale, heels lift, knees bend, gaze forward, and step, hop, float, walk, travel to the front of your mat. Inhale, reach for the sky up to stand. Exhale, sit back, chair pose, Utkatasana. A variation in our chair pose today, bring your arms in front of you. Then plug your shoulders back. The same squeeze that we took when we were seated, you're taking here, but with your arms extended. So palms are facing each other if you haven't made that adjustment. Shoulders draw back. One more inhale. Then exhale, fold through. Breathe in, halfway lift, lengthen through your spine. Exhale, hands to the floor, right foot steps back for low lunge. Release your back knee, untuck your toes. Inhale, biceps by your ears. Front foot can come wider for some balance. Just make sure that your front knee is over your front ankle. So as you sink in, if you need to walk your front foot forward, take that option. And adding an arm variation if you'd like. Again, elbows by side, palms face up, shoulder blades squeeze. So as you open across your chest, ribs draw in. Inhale, both arms back to the sky. Exhale, hands to the floor, tuck your back toes, lift your back knee, step back to plank, and now take your choice of flow or transition. So you can lower halfway chaturanga or knees to your belly. Inhale through an up dog or a cobra or low cobra. Then exhale, meet back in down dog. You can always take a plank, you can skip it, you can take a child's pose, your choice of transition. Inhale, right leg high. Exhale, step through for low lunge. Back knee to your mat. Untuck your toes. Peek front knee over front ankle or behind. And inhale up to your low lunge. Exhales allow you to sink in. The space between your belly button draws back. An arm variation, elbows by side, broad chest, palms face up. Center of your shoulder blades squeeze together. Lower ribs draw in. Inhale, both arms back to the sky. Exhale, hands to the floor. Tuck your back toes. Step to the front of your mat. Inhale, reach for the sky up to stand. Exhale, sit back, Utkatasana chair pose. Our arm variation, arms in front, fingers facing forward, palms face each other. And again, pull back through your shoulder blades, broad collarbones, shoulders down away from your ears. Sometimes we let our arms sleep when they're overhead in poses. So here we're having to be a little more mindful of our arms. Good, one more inhale. Then exhale, fold through. Breathe in, halfway lift. As you breathe out, hands to the floor. Left foot steps back for high lunge or crescent lunge. Inhale up to crescent lunge. Supporting your balance, front foot a little bit wider. Now keep your hips where they are. On your next exhale, just bend your back knee slightly. Belly draws in. Feel a little more opening or a little more resistance at the front of your back leg. Again, pelvis stays where it is, level-wise, up and down. And then inhale, straighten your back leg. Then option to add arm variation. On your next exhale, back knee bends slightly, hips stay where they are, shoulder blades squeeze together, palms face up. Inhale, straighten and lift your arms. Exhale, bend your back knee, palms up, broad chest. Inhale, back to the sky. Exhale, hands to the floor. Step back, take your choice of flow, your choice of transition. And this can be different every time, just seeing how you feel. All are great options. Meeting in down dog when you're ready. Inhale, left leg high. Exhale, step through for crescent lunge or high lunge. Find your roots. Inhale, up to crescent. And adjust to find your balance. Hips stay on an even plane. On your next exhale, bend your back knee slightly. So don't even think about lowering your back knee, but more just a small bend, belly draws in. Then inhale, straighten your back leg. Option to add arms. Exhale, elbows bend, palms face up, broad chest. Inhale, back leg straighten, arms overhead. Exhale, bend your back knee, broad chest, shoulder blades squeeze. Inhale, back to the sky. Exhale, hands to the floor, step forward, front of your mat. Breathe in, arms to the sky, standing. Exhale, fold through. Breathe in, halfway lift. Exhale, hands to the floor, right foot steps back for warrior one. Inhale, up to warrior one. Back toes point to the upper right corner of your mat. Find a stance where your back foot can stay fully rooted. So this might mean shortening or widening. Now find the rotation through your hips. Your right hip, back hip rotates forward, left hip back. And as always, this gives us a little arch through our spine. Draw your ribs in to support. Next, inhale, front leg straightens. Your left hip draws back, right hip forward even more, and exhale, fold through pyramid, Parsvottanasana. You might readjust your back foot if you need to. And you can come to your fingertips if that supports your lower back, or hands to the floor. We're gonna start by lifting the ball of our front foot. So flexing your left foot, toes towards your knees. When you do this, feel the engagement and activation in your quad. Keep this engagement, release your foot to the floor. Now push into the ball of your front foot to lift your heel. Feel the fire in your calf. Keep that engagement, release your heel. Then come back to your back leg. As your attention was on your front leg, have you let the back leg go a little sleepy? Push through your back heel. Next, inhale, bend into your front knee. As you exhale, warrior three, back leg lifts off the floor. Then inhale up to standing one-legged Tadasana. Right knee draws through. Now extra challenge, you can straighten your right leg. Shift shoulders forward over your hips. Extra challenge from here. Inhale, lift your right leg a little higher. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift an inch. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. And lower. If you fall out of balance, see how you relate to it, right? Start to see that box of discomfort. Who shows up? Bend into your standing knee, so like a one-legged squat. Sitting back, and then crossing right over left for eagle legs. And I'll face you for this. Option for eagle legs. Supported balance, right toes to the floor as a kickstand. Step up from that, lifting your toes off the ground. A step up from that, finding the second wrap. Right toes wrap around your left calf. Inner thighs draw together, and then right hip draws back slightly. And if you fall out of it, laugh, smile, come back to it if you want. And then uncrossing your legs. Exhale, standing split. Hands to the floor, right leg draws high. You might feel some fire in your standing leg by now. Inhale, Yogi Jiva squat. Right knee behind left, coming down to a ball. And exhale, open standing split. Squeeze your right glute, lift your right leg a little higher. And then step back with your right foot for warrior one. So right toes, upper right corner of the mat. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, eagle arms. Right arm underneath left. Back of your hands together. Or maybe it's just palms together. Again, the extra step would be wrapping your right fingers into your left palm. Once you find your warrior one leg, or warrior one legs and eagle arms, draw shoulder blades together. So think about our chair pose, right? Shoulder blades draw back. And maybe elbows lift a little higher. Next inhale, release your arms high to the sky. And exhale, hands to the floor. Step back and take your choice of flow. Bottom of your next exhale, travel to the front of your mat. Heels lift, step, hop, float, lock. Inhale, reach for the sky up to stand. Exhale, fold through. Breathe in, halfway lift. Exhale, hands to the floor. Left foot steps back, warrior one. Left toes to the upper left corner of your mat. Chest to the front of your mat. Making your adjustments, widening the front foot, shortening your stance. Make sure all four corners of your back foot are rooted. So think about pushing a little more through your heel. Feel the firmness in your back leg when you do this. Exhale, bend into your front knee. Inhale, straighten your front leg. Right hip rotates back, left hip forward. Folding for pyramid or Parsvottanasana. Once you readjust any alignment with your back leg, we'll start with lifting our front toes. So toes towards your knee, quad engages. Keep this same fire in your right quad, release the sole of your foot. Now push into the ball of your foot to lift your heel. Feel your calf fire. Now your whole leg stays fired as you release your front heel back to the floor. Maybe push a little more through your back heel. Going into our balancing. Inhale, bend into your right knee. Lift your back heel. Warrior three, back leg lifts. You can always have your fingertips to the floor for balance support, or take your arm variation. We won't stay here long. Inhale up to standing one-legged Tadasana. Left knee draws through. Now you can stay with your left knee bent, or your extra challenge, straighten your left leg. An extra challenge from here, first lift through your chest, long line through your spine, and then inhale, lift your left leg an inch. Exhale, lower. Breathe in, lift, and lower. One more time to lift and lower. Then bending your right knee, one-legged squat. Ooh-wee. And eagle legs, left crosses over right. Toes to the floor to support your balance. Next step up, lifting your toes. Next step up, left foot wraps around your right calf. Right, so our box here is, what happens when we want to test a little further? What's the conversation when we fall out of balance? Or even if we allow ourselves to explore that edge of maybe falling out of our balance. Inhale, standing legs straight, and uncross your legs. Exhale, standing split, left leg high. When you're ready, inhale, Jiva squat, little yogi squat. Come down to a ball, left knee behind right. Exhale, open standing split. Squeeze your left glute, left leg lifts higher. Then exhale, step back with your left foot for warrior one. Inhale up to warrior one. Exhale, eagle arms, left underneath right. Guide back of your hands together. A step further, left fingers into the inside of your right palm. This is intense. Both palms together. Forearms as close together as possible. Now draw shoulder blades back, broaden your collarbones. And from there, maybe you begin to lift your elbows and chest. Gaze might follow. Lower ribs draw in. Next, inhale, arms to the sky. Exhale, hands to the floor. Step back to plank. Take your choice of flow here. Now bring your knees to the floor. And to seated. I'll walk us through a full dolphin. So similar to the dolphin plank, but we're gonna start to find almost a down dog with our lower body. The focus here is the rotation through your shoulders. So you wanna think elbows and inner biceps draw towards each other. So what will happen is when we take it, our elbows are gonna wanna go out. If you have a block, you can place it between your palms and squeeze it. Or you can find anything that's about shoulders width to squeeze. So if you need to pause it and come back and grab a prop, but I'll walk you through it with a block, but I'll also show you how to do it without a block. So squeezing your block, elbows stay underneath your shoulders. You're gonna tuck your toes, lift your hips. Now it doesn't matter if your legs are straight, we want length in spine. So if that means more bent knees, take that option. Now as you walk your feet towards your elbows, push into your forearms into the mat so that your shoulders push away from your fingers. So the more that you shorten your dolphin, the more that you want to push into your mat so your shoulders are staying engaged and in this rotation. So think shoulders away from your fingers, away from the floor. Inner biceps draw in. Neck is neutral, or maybe your gaze is a little bit towards your wrists. One more breath. Then releasing your knees to the floor. Block off. Let's go arms by the side. Give your shoulders a moment to reset. And rolling up to seated. This time, if you didn't use a prop, you're gonna maybe take this option. So palms will face down, forearms to the ground. And same thing, you wanna think inner biceps drawing towards each other. You're gonna tuck your toes, and again, lift your hips. Now that we're not actually squeezing a block, you might feel your elbows going out, so think inner biceps draw towards each other. Same thing, the more that you shorten this off and push into your palms and forearms, so shoulders push away. And breathe. One more breath. And then from here, exhale, knees to the floor, untuck your toes, and releasing arms by your side. And supporting yourself up to seated. If you are taking the exploration of a forearm stand, I'm going to guide you to the next video here, and the closing will happen there, so you'll still be able to decompress afterwards and take your Shavasana. If you're going to stick with the rest of this practice, stay right where you are, and we'll keep playing through. Coming back to all fours. On your next inhale, right fingers extend towards the ceiling, opening your chest. Then exhale, thread the needle, right arm between left arm and legs. Release your right shoulder to the floor. Now you can release your right cheek to the floor. If you want, left arm can extend long out in front of you towards the front of your mat, or you can just keep your left palm to the floor, elbow bent. And pushing into your palm, inhale, right arm high, reach to the sky, unraveling. Then exhale, right palm to the floor. Next inhale, left arm to the sky. Exhale, thread the needle left between right arm and legs, left shoulder to the floor, left cheek to the floor. At your choice, right arm can reach out to the front of your mat or just stay right by your face, elbow bent. And pushing into your right palm. Inhale, unravel this, thread the needle, left fingers reach high. And exhale, palms to the floor, hips to the heels. Let's bring hips off to one side. Swoop the legs around. Bending your knees and just scoop into the front of your mats. We're gonna lower down. So soles of the feet to floor. Palms behind your thighs for support, or released out for the extra challenge. Inhale, lift your chest, lengthen the spine. As you exhale, begin to lower, push into your feet. You're gonna have this spot where you can't lower slowly, like you just wanna drop to the floor, pause there. Breathe in, lift and lengthen the spine. Then exhale, maybe lower a little more. Breathe in, lift and lengthen. Exhale a little more. One last time, lift and lengthen. And then from there, lower down, and feet can lift, you can roll back. Now take any massages of your lower back that feel good, maybe a little rock from side to side. And coming back to center, soles of your feet to the floor. We're gonna take a little lower back twist, adding some just opposite rotation through the shoulders than we've been taking. So this is not just let the arms go yet. Let's go arms wide out to a T, palms face down, wrists in line with your shoulders. Gaze will turn to your right, then draw your chin slightly away from your right shoulder. From here, bring your feet to the right side of your mat so you can pick up your hips, push in, pick up your hips and move them to the right, and then allow your knees to fall to the left. If you want a little more through the lower body in this twist, bring your right foot tucked just below your left knee. A few breaths with some more engagement through the arms, and then I'll let you just let gravity relax it. Walk your left fingers away from your body and then push into both palms. Now find that little point of where you feel some intensity, but not so much that you can't stay there. Just kind of the edge of resistance, and then let your breath soften this rotation. Good, releasing the pushing of your hands, and if you want your palms to face up, we'll take a few more breaths just through this side twist without effort. And so the boxes we live in, they're always there, right? We break through one box only to find another box. So we break down our comfort zone, the edges, to only create new edges. Good. Chin back to center, knees back to center. Uncross your legs if you take the crossed option. Palms face down again, this time gaze to the left. And then bring your feet to the left side of your mat, or to the right side of your mat. Lift your hips over to the right, and let your knees drop to the left. Now I'm doing this opposite. Oh, feet to the left side, pick up your hips, let your knees drop to the right, gaze to the left. And again, walk your right fingers away from your body for a little more in this rotation. Chin slightly away from your left arm. Push down in your palms. Just a little effort in the shoulders. The extra on the twist, left heel can come just tucked underneath your right knee. Now release the engagement if you're on your arms, and then allow yourself just to sink into this opening. So if the boxes are always there, we break through one just to find the next. We break through our comfort zone to create a new comfort zone. It's not about getting rid of the boxes. It's how we feel about them, how we relate to it. Right? In our practice on the mats, how do we relate to doing a pose or not, or how we're feeling in that pose at that time? Because you can't change it. The only thing you have control of is how you're relating to it. Then bring your chin back to center, both knees back to center, uncross your legs. Bring both knees into your chest, but bring your knees wide of your chest, so maybe towards your side ribs. You can take a happy baby from here, or you can just stay kind of squeezing your knees into your sides. Your choice. So what we look to move towards is just finding some peace, some contentment with the boxes that we're in. And not for complacency, but just because we know once we poke holes through one box, we'll find another. So when we observe, when we become aware of the boxes we're in, we have the ability to break them down and face our new opportunities, our new challenges. And both knees into your chest, squeeze into a tight ball, forward to your knees. Breathe in, squeeze as tight as you can. Feel the power within you. And then as you exhale, release everything to the floor for Shavasana. And allow yourself just to rest here. No effort in your breath. No effort through the body. Know that you can stay here resting for as long as you'd like. Or you can wiggle your fingers and toes and deepen your breathing. Coming back to your surroundings and your body. Giving yourself a stretch. And bending both knees, rolling to one side. And take a moment here on your side. And so breaking through these boxes, this is our growth. But the growth again is, no matter what box we're in, can we find some peace with it? Then take a moment to think of a box that you've broken through in the past. A limited mindset, a challenge you didn't think you could overcome. And think of the courage, the bravery, the resilience it took. And allow that energy to soak fully into you. Celebrate this courage, this resilience. And support yourself up to a seated position when you're ready. Hands to heart center, eyes closed. One last deep inhale through our nose and big open mouth exhale. Breathe in to celebrate yourself. And exhale to send this celebration to the world. May your body be strong, your mind open, and your heart always full. Namaste.